Totally unexpected. Bring up the desktop. How's everyone doing? I hope well. So as I mentioned, my guest was unable to come up tonight. We have a plan for Thursday. Man, I had another person reach out all the way from Australia, and she's a big course teacher. She wanted to go Thursday as well. I was almost tempted to see if I could put Martin off one more day, but don't want to do that to him. He's very gracious to make time for me at all. Only reason I thought about doing that because it's so difficult to schedule people who are in Australia, working out our time difference. I think I have it figured out. Anyone who's willing to come up and talk to me, who is 14 hours time difference, and making it work, just amazing. So at 5:30 is what? That would be 7:30 in the morning in Australia. So someone who's want to sit down and talk to me for an hour or so, 7:30 in the morning their time, um, it's just huge. And George is, I believe George is in, not George. What am I talking about? Martin is in California, so he's a 3 hour difference. Just love the fact. I love talking to the people that I'm talking to. Every single one of them. Miss Bipper, Squirrel Sniper, Adam. What a lucky person. You know that? I get to have these meaningful conversations to me. And that I consider that right now I'm doing this as my job, as my career. And I absolutely love it. I love talking to the people that come up, which reminds me, I was going to do, 5 minute segments. If anyone wanted to come up tonight and talk for 5 minutes, we'll do it for an hour or so. Um, Now, of course, I love talking yoga. I love talking smattering of Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist. I have practiced Buddhist meditation. I've done some Buddhist retreats. I've studied a bit of Buddhism, of course. Hi, Kat. Hey, Danny. Danny, how are you? Sniper and Lee. Oh, and Adam has a flute. He mentioned that in a chat, actually. Soulful Sojourners is here. Hey, lady, how are you, my friend? It's nice to see you. So, speaking of guests, you know who my very first guest was? Lady, Soulful. Amazing. You helped launch me in a new direction, my friend, and you will always. Uh, it's always going to be so meaningful for me that you were the one. You know what? It happened so perfectly and beautifully. Adam says, so everyone else who I don't have a flute for yet. Kat says, what, Adam? Kat says, that's awesome. It is pretty awesome. Um, oh, I'm sorry, Nadie. I'm so sorry. Prayers for your puppy. And they're always puppies, especially when they're not feeling well, they're puppies. Hey, toy pups. So, anyone want to come up for 5 minutes? Nadie says, thanks, prayers are appreciated. You're welcome, my friend. And they'll continue as well. Hey, Nadie, do you want to come up for 5 minutes and talk about that which you would like to promote? Sniper says Cosmic ordered swift recovery. Soulful. Hey, Heavenly Star, how are you, my friend? Any more burpees? Adam says, I'd like to come up for 5 minutes, Yogi. But please give me 5 minutes. You got it. Another time, that's okay with you. I'm on dog watch. Got you. Hey, Nadie, anytime that you want to come up and promote the wonderful stuff that you're doing for so many people, feel free. This is your platform. You're welcome, my friend. Always. I got such loving memories of our early days on the Chopra board, and you were someone that really believed in my writing. And this is when, just 2000, I was brand new to sobriety, and my writing was coming at a furious pace. After a decade of fitful starts, and then shoving it away, not thinking of anything to write of. And of course, what was blocking my inspiration was not being inspired. The reason I wasn't inspired was because I was drinking. Hey, Selma. Selma's getting married soon. But when I finally left drinking behind, that gate to this wider, deeper, inspired life just burst open, and words started spilling forth, and I had no choice but to share them. I was very fortunate. I started sharing them on the Deepak Chopra forum. Became a member, I think, in '99, and that's where I met Nadie. Soulful Sojourners, and she was just such a wonderful friend, and like I said, supportive of those early words, which became my first few books. So we're going to do 5-minute segments if anybody wants to do it. Adam says he wouldn't mind coming up for 5 minutes. Marlon's here. Marlon says, hi there, my sexy trap. God, I don't know if I would say God. I mean, demigod, maybe. God-like traps. Traps of the gods, maybe. I do owe you some royalties, Nadie. 25 years worth.
Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black with silver buttons down, so black, she asked her mother for 50 cents to see the elephant jump over the fence, they stopped so high, they wished that sky, they never came back with a positive love. Hi, Yogi.
I did not expect that. Complete surprise me, Selma. But a nice surprise. It's always great to hear you sing.
Yes, and I'm getting married. Guess who's getting married?
You're getting married.
I am.
And you're getting married to who?
To Jackson.
To Jackson. Awesome. Jackson's a good guy.
Yeah, I never complain with him.
I've never. Go ahead.
I never complain.
Nope, I have never heard you say any bad word about Jackson. Unlike, what was his name? The name that shall not be mentioned.
Harrison who?
Harrison who? That's the one. Harrison who? I'm good, Lady Sky. Vegetarian eggnog. It'd have to be vegan eggnog. Hey, Selma, you know what Lady Sky keeps telling me?
Yeah.
She keeps telling me, Yogi, no pen wagging. Can you believe she told me not to wag my pen?
I saw that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was my cat.
it.
You heard her. Right here. She said, yes, it was me.
Meow.
Hey, you hear that? Say something back.
Meow.
You got something to see? She'll say something in a bit. So, I'm going to have you hop down in just a minute because we're doing 5-minute segments
Yeah.
as suggested by our friend Sissy Soulstar. Says, why don't you go back to doing, not all the time, but every so often, you got your singer nights where people come longer, but people come up and chat 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kat says, two things. Yes, sorry. Vegan seems like an oxymoron. Vegan eggnog. Yeah, it does. It does. Lady Sky says the kitty yogi, pick up the kitty. Let's see. She would scratch me. She would scratch me. And Kat says she was one who encouraged me to wag my pen. She said, wag all you want, Eric. Kat said I could. Toy Pups, how are you? Adam says, Nady, you're still here. Hey, I will pass that message on to her if she isn't, Adam, if you want me to. Hey, Tandra. It worries me when someone walks away because I don't know how to exit anyone from the chat. So if someone doesn't come back, what if she decides to eat dinner? What if she decides to go to bed? We're stuck like this until tomorrow morning. You're back.
I'm back.
Oh, Nady says, I am, but I was listening. What's the message? Adam was saying that you helped him, but he changed a little bit. I guess he changed the process a little bit. Adam says he's coming up next. You can come up next if you want.
Okay.
You want to make some room for Adam?
Yes.
Slide on over, please.
Okay. Slide. my name is Slide. Slide.
Yep. Sliding away. Slip sliding away.
Slide. Okay. Bye.
Bye. You can hop back up a little bit later if you want.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Selma. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey,
and no
go.
pen wagging. And
I will not. I will not do any more pen wagging tonight. Before you go, Kat says, I love you, Selma.
I love you more than Jack.
All right. We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And by the way, I fought.
I'm not surprised. That was our parting message from Selma. Adam says, I think you're a great counselor, and I do feel more positive about actually doing art. Awesome. And Nady says, thanks, Adam. It was great chatting with you. Hey, Sissy. Sissy, I was just talking about you. That's right. I write my pen. Kat said I could. He says, Selma, you having tacos? And the question then would be, how many? It is Taco Tuesday, right? Oh, shoot. It's also recycling night, and I didn't put out the recycling. And guess what I'm not going to do? I am not going to put out to recycling. Doesn't really matter. I'm up so early that, it'll get done. All right, so if Adam would like to come up for 5 minutes, we're going to try to be strict with our time.
Hello.
Hey, Adam, how are you?
Oh, fine. And you?
Good. You're home now, right?
I am home. Yes.
Good. Welcome home.
Anyway, yeah. One of the best places I get a signal. Time me, Yogi, right?
Yep.
I made this for Cat. I tested it on the Moody Blues Days of Futures Past. And
Nice.
maybe some Emerson, Lake and Palmer. There's this song on Days of Future Past that you could actually play on this. But whatever.
Hey.
I wanted to toot on it a minute.
Could we hear some Jethro Tull?
If you buy me a gold flute, sure.
Sure.
A real one. Also want to show that if you can hear how it can flatten and sharpen, it's more than a pentatonic, but it is limited. But
you're a man of many talents.
Oh, I've had so many jobs. But yeah, Nettie, I'm gonna go down to Huntsville tomorrow and throw some pottery, which I haven't really done in, I don't know, 20-something years. But I was a very good potter. I could throw a cylinder to my armpit, but if I'm gonna sell Zen flute, I thought that maybe I should sell raku pottery, which is a tea ceremony in Japan.
Right.
Which actually I studied under a guy who studied the Japanese method. So anyway, kind of a loose plan. However, I have a lot of characters, so maybe I'll just make earthenware and fire it in the dirt out here. There's a lot of ways to make pottery.
Right.
Sawdust firing in a garbage can. But
you ever thought about doing your own Goldworthy stuff?
Oh, I have.
Have you?
I have. I mean, for a very private audience, I suppose. I can't get into a Goldsworthy mood unless I'm way away.
Right.
Actually, they had a big Andy Goldsworthy presentation before all this internet stuff in Monteagle, Tennessee, which is right next to Swanee. Not Monteagle, I'm sorry, in Grundy County, which is an interesting place. But yeah. When I was at MTSU and Earth Artists came by, and what they did was they brought a bunch of dirt into the studio and rocks and stuff. They brought the earth to the studio. The curator was not very happy.
I bet.
Anyway,
I like the thought though of bringing your studio to the landscape. I love what Goldworthy does.
Oh yes, that's incredible. And for anybody who's not familiar, he did one piece in the United States called "A Wall Takes a Walk in Central Park," and it is a standard sheep wall, like they stack in Scotland. It just meanders around trees and dips off into the lake. It's a beautiful addition to Central Park. Lovely man. I don't think he would hurt a mosquito. I don't think mosquitoes would bother him.
There's a little bit of controversy with this stuff. Some people think that it's not, and I haven't really followed it. I just saw a few little like headlines here and there. that it's not environmentally conscious to be arranging, that it's interference. But he doesn't keep it that way.
Are
It
they
falls back,
insane?
probably.
The man goes out to a beach. He picks up flat rocks. He builds a ginormous egg that the waves come in and wash away. Wow, he disturbed the pebbly ground. If you want to talk about environmental impact, look at this crap. They shovel this stuff off of mountains. It's
Right.
kinder than coal, but and if you see little round rocks in fireplaces, how did they get that? Because these are streams that feed rivers. If they disturb, I mean, I'm sorry. I just,
No, no, no.
whoever said that, I've known some serious conservationists. And,
Um,
Eddie Goldsworthy's way, what? That's like accusing somebody of badness for moving a turtle across the road in which the direction he was pointed.
So there was the other controversy. He accepted sponsorship from BP.
Really?
Yeah.
He accepted sponsorship from BP.
That's what they're saying. They called it greenwashing.
That does happen. I wonder what he did with the money.
That's my thoughts.
I could greenwash all day if I fed hungry, poor children in some pathetic place in Africa. I would be proud to be a greenwasher. Give me all your money, Standard Oil. I'll wash it fine for you. I'll make you look good in the end.
Here's my thing. That, like you said, you don't know what he did with the money. You don't know why he took the money. And I don't think it influences his art in any way. And everyone needs
I've never seen him tap for oil.
Right. And everyone needs to make a living. And if you can, who am I to judge?
I'll tell you what, you pick a billionaire in this country, and I'll sell them a flute just like this for $1 million. I'll be happy to. And I'll go give it to some homeless people. Some
There
of
you
them.
And a totally unrelated subject. I would like to mention my new sponsor, ExxonMobil.
Exxon's better, but they did have the Valdez.
They did. So,
but they cleaned it up way better than BP. Just
did they?
Yeah. Yes, they did. I mean, they didn't clean it up great. It was out in the middle of nowhere, but they made efforts.
Right. Hey, Sniper says, Percolated Fish, do you know the artist James Turrell, who has been transforming the extinct Cinder-cone volcano called Rodin Crater in Arizona into a massive naked eye? Do you know him?
Camera Obscura. Yes. A very intense project. I want to see it so badly because what is it projecting? The sky, the valley. I just, I always kind of envision the hole in the very top of the volcano with a star chart below. Yeah, but it's a fascinating work.
You want to know what art I have a problem with? And I don't generally have a problem with much art.
I'm so glad you have a problem, Yogi. I have 3 videos on that. But go ahead.
Mount Rushmore. We didn't need to take a mountain that was sacred to the Dakota and turn it into a monument to white leaders.
Just a bunch of big heads to me. You know what would make it better? A lot of graffiti.
You think so?
And
Bansky?
And a taco stand right on Lincoln's head.
What do you think of Bansky?
Who?
The graffiti artist. No one knows who he is. He just signs his name, Bansky.
I've seen it, I think. I'm old, man. Graffiti art was actually becoming really in vogue by the time I was exiting college. But I love it. It's my favorite stuff, man, to watch, trains go by or some of the stuff they put on the sides of buildings. When I was in Atlanta, um, I saw it's like Basque came back to life, but I can never say the name right. Basque, Basque, yeah, like I taught art history. But Basquit. We didn't talk about art. We took tests, and I had to be able to spell names, not necessarily pronounce them. But anyway, um, but yeah, brilliant guy. But I swear, it's like he painted this thing near the bus station, which is But I took a picture of it. It was so, wow.
Right.
But I know I've gone over 5 minutes, man. I did suggest to Kat that she give me an address of a business or something near her, or a friend. Or I don't think ladies should be giving, crazy guys like me addresses so easily. I know
Um,
that y'all correspond, so maybe I could send it to you with some extra money
you wouldn't need to
or
send extra
whatever.
money. Yeah, you wouldn't need to
Or
send
whatever.
anything. We would take care
But
of it. Whatever you work. I don't. Um, I could privately, with Kat's approval, of course, give you Kat's email. I know she trusts you, so
I think she does. I
no.
mean,
Yeah,
I have
Kat
no
says
intention.
that she's received mail at the Pepsi plant. She'll send you the address, and thank you so much, Adam. I'm really
That's
excited
what I
and
thought.
so honored.
If somebody was going to send me something, I would have it sent to the dental lab.
Oh,
In
cool.
fact, I was a lot of mail sent to the dental lab so they can throw it away from me. But that's great. And yeah, maybe sometime we can talk about the potter and the clay or whatever. I mean, you're Michelangelo. Before I leave, do you know the story of Michelangelo and the Medicis? And then he snuck onto their property and did a sculpture, like
Huh.
overnight kind of thing. It was this gargoyle. His first carving for the Medicis was a gargoyle, and it had perfect teeth. And whatever Medici said, it's a beautiful gargoyle, but why didn't you have gnarly teeth? It has such pretty teeth. Well, Michael,
I think we had a mishap, camera mishap. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, Adam will let us know everything's okay. Um, anyone else want to come up? 5-minute chat. And we'll talk about whatever. It's always fun talking art with Adam. I could talk art. I could devote all live streams to art or to poetry. Which, by the way, since this is just sort of an open playing around, if there's any poetry or any passages that you want me to read, if you want to come up and read a poem, The Tooth Cliffhanger. Let me know. So let me dive into the chat a little bit. Sissy's been a couch potato today, but managed to make a crock pot chili. Well, good. To give you some nourishment. Hope you get your strength back. Michael's under the weather too. I hope you both start feeling better. Yeah, I don't. I haven't been able to find the Abyss. I don't know what book it's in. Hold on a second. I don't think all of my books have a table of content. Do you know why? Because it costs extra to get it edited. Hold on. Hey, sissy. And sniper? Philia, Eros, Agape. Any thoughts on those three? I wrote, this came out in, I think, like 2000 or 2001. 2002, sorry. Means I wrote it probably in 2001. Philia is friendship. It's a type of love that is classified as friendship. So philia, eros, agape. I'm going to read this. Man, I don't think I've even looked this. Let's see. Lady Sky says she would come up, but she's doing errands with her mom. Gotcha. Carl says, Yogi, don't own any books. I could send you a book sometime if you'd like, Carl. I could send you one of my books sometime. So, philia. And once we ran together, long and fast as childhood friends. A trust shared, a bonded love, and a life told us tales of love and glory. We listened apt, we with bated awe as children, always will. And then we separate in ways. And then separate in waves. Sorry, guys. We grew to manhood in search of promise and adventures, from stories so true to life. My brother, I have loved you longer than a single life suggests. Filial, brother. This is why Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. Philia. Eros. We know Eros as romantic love. And yes, my love, you have been to me as such a gift. I have swum through the river of time, though once more hold your hand in mine. For I have loved you with a passion and a fire burned within 1,000 lifetimes, existing only for you, your briefest touch, and I always yearn for more. My dear, I have loved you far longer than a single life suggests. Eros, romantic love. Next is agape. If you notice Sissy's sign off, agape. Agape is the transient love. It is a love of the innermost being. It's the love of God. It's the love God has for us. It's an all encompassing, unconditional. And so my love grows beyond the threshold of the known, and further still it yearns to hold a brother's love to find in all. My beloved, a glance within a stranger's soul, hope, faith, such virtues noble gathered, a feast my heart to offer, to all I love, far greater still than a single life suggests. So yeah, I wanted to tie together that the brotherly love, and then that romantic love, and then the agape, the one love. As Sniper said, unconditional, selfish, and self-sacrificing love. Sissy says, creator love and one love. Absolutely. Hey, Astot. He says, Carl, I have one on trains if you'd like. I hear you. It's not in this book. I'm looking for a particular poem that Kat mentioned. Not in that one. We got another one to look through. Or you could also pick a page. Cat says, why don't we Google it? I could Google it. Cat says, you're so cute. I love you. I love you too, Cat. Sorry, I'm not blushing. You're blushing. Cat says 44. In every way, there is no goodbye. We part in bodies only. And even this is an illusion. I am your fingertips merged in a sweet caress. I am the taste of meeting lips. I am the deepness of your breath and the sharpness of your cry. There is no parting that belongs solely to another. We touch in every way. Carl says he's in his pajamas. Technically, I'm in my pajamas too because I sleep with very little on. So technically, I'm in my pajamas too. I wonder what would come up if I typed The Abyss, Eric McCarty. We'll do that in a minute. Cat knows my fondness for Googling things. Want to hear one of my favorite short poems? In a world of gray illusions, you alone would stand adorned, and I would dream in color. All right, we're going to go Google something in a minute. Hey, Marlon says, laughing, I always wear my pajamas too. That's the way to do it. All right, it is not in either one of those books. Not sure which book it is in. So many books, so little time. Let's go to the great big Google machine in the sky here. You never know. Supposedly, when I typed in The Abyss by Eric McCarty, the book Dancing Molecules came up. But I'm pretty sure it's not in there. Hold on. Don't rush me, guys. You know what? It isn't here. Funny. Cat, you're right. I Googled it up. Dancing Molecules came up. It's on page 67. Go figure. I might have read this once before here. All right, here we go, guys. The Abyss. And I stood upon the ridge, the abyss stretching endlessly within, and I knew that I could not yet fly with such weight upon my heart. Shame, fear, anger, judgment led to the soul that yearns for gold. Fears formed and fell, as violent as a summer storm, and just as brief the storm subdued. So I stood upon the ridge, the abyss stretching endlessly within, and I knew that I could not yet fly with such weight upon my heart. So I gave my heart to love, to God. I leapt, and I flew. Finally. I've been threatening to read that for a long time. Sniper says 11:11. Esther says, how long have you been collected the books behind you, Yogi? A long time. I have some books back there that belong to my dad that he got for Christmas in the 1930s and the early 1940s. I have a copy of Huckleberry Finn that belonged to my mom that she got for Christmas. I believe it was 1943. I got books back there that I got as a child, as a teenager, in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Cat says, lovely. Thank you, Cat. Took me a while to find it. All I had to do was Google it. I'm just impressed that something I wrote was Googleable. Googleable? Googleable. That's right. It's now a word. Adam says, anyway, Yogi Michelangelo snuck back that night and carved gnarly teeth in the gargoyle and impressed the Medics so much. That was quite intense, Yogi. Thanks, guys. Is that what happened? Your phone died? Thank you, Nady. Thanks for coming in. And again, continue your prayers for your dog. Let's add something you got in your what? Not quite sure what you mean. So that was from my book, Dancing Molecules. By the way, all available, Amazon.com. Sample says I have a first edition of Winnie the Pooh. That's awesome. I am a big fan of Winnie the Pooh. Eeyore. I was trying to think. Oh, add something I got in my 60s. Got you. I do have some books I got in my 60s. Starting, actually. A couple back there. Newish books. Newish old books. As you can buy old copies very cheap, like $1, $2 on Amazon. Carl says Yogi's buying the beer. If we all got together, I would be happy to buy you guys beer. Hey, Evan. I do get social anxiety. I got last time I went to the gym. I'm going there tonight just to beat it. I don't know about beating social anxiety. I don't know about beating anything, to be honest with you. Kat says, I know an Eric McCarty book, 1,000 Thighs, 1,000 Thighs. Do you? When did that happen? Did you tell me this? Am I forgetting? Sissy says, me too, Yogi. Hey, Falcon. Carl says, you buying it for everyone in the hotel. How many people are in the hotel? If there's more than 6, I might be in trouble. If there's more than 6, and if beers cost more than $1, how much do beers cost nowadays? $1 and a nickel? $1 and a quarter? Adam says, y'all should have been, Adam says, y'all should have been on for my great book giveaway. Kat says, Yogi, it would be so wrong for you to buy us a beer. We would all buy you a beer or some lentils or whatever. 80 euros. How much is a euro? Like a nickel? 15 cents? Simply says, I stood on Pooh Bridge and played Pooh Sticks. That's absolutely awesome. Hey, Sniper, have you ever read The Tao of Pooh? I wanted to talk about Eeyore, by the way. Evan says, I feel I don't fight that feeling, it will get worse. But the fighting can make it worse. Fighting can intensify. Cat's laughing, 1,000 Thighs. This is why I was always afraid to read from that book. I was afraid I'd be up in front of an audience doing a book reading and say, I would like to read from my book, 1,000 Thighs. And I probably would have. Fitzy says, Thighs, I thought Kalima instantly. Estat says, €8 for a beer? No way. I wouldn't let go of my MC Escher, the Da Vinci Notebook, or Frank Lloyd Wright. I couldn't let go. I like MC Escher as well. Because you're adding fight or flight to an already situation that has fight or flight. You're compounding. Now, I'm not saying it won't work once, but it will never get rid of social anxiety. I don't believe you can fight your way through. Maybe you can, but it doesn't get rid of the anxiety. You know what I mean? But now you got anxiety over that fight of anxiety. I think there's a better way. I think the better way is always loving yourself through any situation. If you were to, are you driving? You going to drive your car to the gym? If you were to do some parasympathetic breath work, bringing your heart rate down, even if you would do sympathetic breath work, like breath of fire, that gets you up a little bit, but still keeps you calm, I think that would be helpful. Hey, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. I just know it wouldn't work for me. Here's what I found. I used to try to fight my way through a 100-mile race, and I failed every single time. 5 times to be exact. One time, 100-mile race number 6, I believe, I gave up completely. It was miserable. I was in pre-stages of hypothermia. Freezing rain was coming down, a little bit of snow. The guy that I was running with kept saying, we're going to drop out. Anyone who was coming the other direction, and he'd say, yeah, we're going to end the race. I didn't say anything. Somewhere between the mile 40 and 60, the people who were supposed to crew for me, one was there at an aid station. She said, he's going to drop out. He's miserable. He's hypothermic. We need to get him in some dry clothes, something warm, and get him home before it turns disaster. Somehow between mile 40 and 60, all that ice coming down began to crystallize. And I started thinking, you know what? It doesn't matter if I finish the race. I do quit. And I started smiling. And I kept taking step after step after step. I would walk a bit, I would run a bit, I would walk a bit, I would look around. It was a mystical experience. That freezing rain was crystallizing, everything was glowing. It was amazing. The moon was coming up. I got to the point where I was supposed to drop, and I was still smiling, and I said, I'm good. Turned around and went out another 20, turned around and did the last 20. Finished my first 100-mile race. Because I gave up. Here's what I gave up. I gave up expectations of feeling better. I gave up expectations of finishing or not finishing. Oh, I need to take my supplement, guys. So I'm going to talk about Eeyore. Because I talk about the Island of Misfit Toys a lot. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The little elf who wanted to be a dentist. They ended up on the Island of Misfit Toys. Remember there was Bob in a box, right? Evan says, hey man, I love that stuff too. He used to jog next to a lake in a snowstorm with the wind blowing. It was amazing. It is amazing. Just to give yourself to the elements. Take my supplement. All right. Here's what I love about the Island of Misfit Toys. They promised the toys. Hermie, I forget the name of the elf. Carl was listening to Christmas music online. Nice, Carl. I know some viewers. Me too. But they promised those toys that they would find in my home for Christmas. That Santa would find in my home. They never said we're going to fix you. They never said we're going to take you back to Santa's workshop and fix you up and then find you homes. They said we're going to find you homes and children to love you exactly the way you are. Exactly. No change is necessary. Be who you are. That was the island of misfit toys. They weren't really misfits. They were unique. They were special. And children did love them exactly the way they were. Which brings to mind Eeyore. No one judged, at Pooh Corner, no one judged Eeyore. No one said, cheer up, Eeyore. Don't be sad, Eeyore. Don't be socially anxious, Eeyore. None of that. Eeyore had his own wisdom exactly the way he was. He had his own beauty, his own wisdom, his own grace. Didn't have to change. It wasn't that he was just accepted. It was he was seen for who he was. So we do have Eeyores in our lives. We do have misfit toys. We are misfit toys. Right here, we're in this little island of misfit toys ourselves. This is why we can't exclude other misfit toys. At least from our heart. Hermie, that's what I thought it was. Thank you, Evan. That says, yes, jogging in the elements is amazing, very special. It is. Every 100-mile race that I ever finished was in horrible condition. Carl says, played a request for Lilu. What was the song, Carl? What did you play? Dundee sending angel messages. That means he's up to something. Carl says, time for bed. Have a good night, Carl. Thanks for hanging out with us. Semper says, Eeyore was Christopher Robin's shadow. Work, percolated fish. Who? I never made that connection. That's pretty awesome. So there's 2 books. Highly recommend. Benjamin Hoff, The Tao of Pooh, and the Tea of Piglet. Sissy says, pleasant dreams to Carl. Adam says, I heard imagine the audience in underwear to handle stage fright. Sometimes this works, but I know when I'm engaging with an individual, I place my entire attention to that individual. If I can see the group as an individual, then my attention goes to the group, and I am way less aware of me and my body. You know what? I used to feel very socially awkward, and I still do. Reason why I have a pen in my hand. But what about if you Eeyore'd yourself? It's okay to be who I am. It's okay to feel a little anxious around people. It's a lot of energy. Why is that wrong? It's a lot of energy coming at you. You're a sensitive person. You're supposed to be responsive. 200 years ago, that would have been a gift to keep you out of trouble, keep you safe. Everything we experience doesn't have to be a problem. You know, attention deficit disorder used to make you a great hunter. Now, I know it can be difficult because we're trying to fit in. How about if by we, I'm speaking for all the normal people. Who am I to speak for normal people? I'm not. But how about, let's say, society as a whole? Said, how about a collective shrug? It's okay. You're okay, just as you are. Marlon says, Kat, I almost said proper path, but I knew you'd say something about that. It was always hard for me to get up and read my poetry. I've done poetry readings around the country and up in Canada. Semper says, Piglet embodies his anxiety and timidity. A small, easily frightened aspect, Rue, in his innocence and undeveloped potential, the youngest, most dependent part. Owl signifies his intellect, pretentious to knowledge, and perceived wisdom, often superficial or innocent. Rabbit reflects need for order, fastidiousness. Why can I pronounce that, and yet the simplest words escape me, elude me? And social confidence, or perhaps his overplanning. And business, Congo represents his nurturing maternal side, caregiving, protective innocence. Tigger, his uncontrolled, exuberant, everyone loves a Tigger. Joy, and impulsively, the boundless energy of childhood. Winnie the Pooh represents his simple, innate self, focused on basic needs and comfort. I've always been a Winnie the Pooh guy. I do like Tigger, but I like the simplicity of Winnie the Pooh. And I do love the innocence of Piglet. Winnie the Pooh. Hey, Night Watcher. Hey, you're up late. What are you doing up so late? I haven't seen you in this late in a long time. How's your school year going, my friend? I know you're I know that last we talked you were having a better year than you had last year, which I'm happy to hear about. Now what you says, Yogi, you've gotten balder recently? In fact, I did some trimming today. Can you get balder? Right? If you're bald, can you get balder? Or does your head just get bigger? So Yogi, all these different meanings behind the characters in Winnie the Pooh, do you think the writer did this on purpose? It's a good question. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, he did not do that on purpose. But clearly, there was a deeper psychology working. What say you, Sniper? Cat says I can switch back and forth from between characters, and I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Tigger and Pooh are my parents' pet names for each other, and they even have tattoos to signify. That's pretty awesome. I need to get back out to tattoo parlors. I guess they're not called tattoo parlors anymore, studios, right? I have a bunch of little stuff that I want to get done, and I did promise Heavenly Star that I would get the tattoo that she designed for me. It's a rose. It's pretty awesome. Night Watcher says it's all right. How are you personally? How's your family? Adam says, I just noticed that anxiety attacks are usually accompanied with acute awareness of the body and the emotional body. For me, it was acute awareness of thoughts. Hey, thank you for the Sunday. Thank you so much. How are you, my friends? She cooks and roasts here. Maybe. No maybes about it. She Cooks and Roasts might be the most entertaining YouTube channel of them all. Hey, Adam. Adam, how are you? Adam says, Yogi, song requests don't go changing. I could try that. I sang She's Always a Woman once in karaoke. Not very well. She Cooks and Roasts says, you know, I love you. I love you too. Thank you so much. It always feels like, and I know I'm not the only one. She Cooks and Roasts shows up in my live stream, and I feel like I have a celebrity appearance. Night Watcher says, family life is pretty bad as usual. Honestly, I've been thinking about this stuff recently a lot. I'm sorry, Night Watcher. I know it has not been easy for you. She Cooks and Roast says, hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful She Cooks. Adam, it's nice to see you, my friend. Hey, remind me for don't go changing. Let me write that in my book. See that? It's a good thing I got a pen in my hand. Adam says, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How you doing? I'm good, my friend. Hey, thanks for the comment you left the other day on one of my shorts. Cat says she cooks and sends out lots of love. See, that's what I mean. That's a response. I hope you realize that. She cooks, she roasts. That's the response that you get because you deserve it, because you earned it. Not just because of what a great, great channel you have, what a great host you are, but what a great supporter you are for so many people, too. She Cook says, book, Night Watcher. Adam says, and hi, Adam, first, wherever your soul and spirit may be now. We got a couple Adams that hang out with us now. Adam says, percolated fish, Adam says. Now I want to sing Who Do You Want to Be by Oingo Boingo. I would like to hear that. Saturday's not too far away. Maybe one day we'll get She Cooks and Roasts up on our singing night. Percolated Fish says, thanks, Adam, Lynchburg, Tennessee. So Sweating and Smiling is an Adam as well. Another good friend. Night Watcher says, I love not having a plain name, but I hate my name all the same. What do you like about your name? You actually made a tutorial for me once on how to pronounce your name, and you know I still can't say it. Adam says I'm so small. And yet you're the building block of the entire universe. She Cooks and Roasts says, oh yes, I would do it. I hope to catch a live stream, singing stream after I rest up. Awesome. Every Saturday, and sometimes we start on a Friday and we continue on a Sunday. Not what you says, it's just a stupid name, and it's even a rare name in my country. I didn't like my name for the longest time. I did and I didn't. I had a difficult relationship with my name. I've talked about it before. I won't talk about it tonight, though. Unless someone wants to hear it. More space in an atom than matter. As our friend James Plath, the mystic, said, and loves to say, there is no matter. Nothing matters. Literally, nothing matters. Nothing turns into matter, and yet stays nothing. It's the essence of the Heart Sutra. Hey, Rubberneck. Rubberneck says she cooks. And hi to Kelly Hurd. Hey, Kelly. I didn't see you come in, my friend. Rubberneck says hi to Squirrel. How are you, my friend? We're going to keep up here for about, I don't know, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. I'd like to get Adam come up and play the violin for us sometime. Or was it fiddle? Kelly says, hi, I'm good. How are you? I'm good, Kelly. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Rubberneck says hi to Adam. And Adam Percolated Fish says, slow to Rubberneck and Kelly. So, guys, just coming in, we were talking about Winnie the Pooh and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I have who'd love to. You have who'd love to everyone, Adam. Adam says, Cook, you made me tear up. That's pretty hard to do. Cook says, you're great. I'm free on Fridays. Awesome. So our friend Lady Sky's been unable to sing on Saturdays, so she asked if she could come up on Friday afternoon. So we kind of start rolling into the weekend on Friday afternoons. We were unable to do it last Friday because I had a guest, but I think I am guest free. Which reminds me, before I go to bed, I need to reach out to a potential guest. Got to reschedule a time for her. Kelly says, and Yukon Cornelius, silver and gold, my friend, silver and gold. Man, when I was a kid, I looked forward to those Christmas specials. The Grinch. Of course, it all kicked off with The Great Pumpkin, right? Thanksgiving. What a magical time when I was a kid. It was simpler back then, too. I mean, we weren't overwhelmed by Christmas. We sort of eased into the Christmas season. I'd like to get back to the essence of Christmas, just for me personally, the Christ, the rising of Christ within us all. Kelly says, I did too. I remember going to midnight mass as a kid, and even that was a magical time. We would go up to visit my family to stay with my grandmother in Pennsylvania, so there was almost always snow on the ground. Always a white Christmas. We would chop down a Christmas tree. Percolated Fish says, Adam, you play the violin. I'm so impressed. How long have you played? I would love to play some violin on your chat. I'm not sure just what I have to do to connect. Just let me know sometime when you want to connect. You should do it on a Saturday, Friday or Saturday. I will post the link to how to join the chat on my community page. And just on your smartphone, click the link and you're good to go. Adam says, you haven't heard it yet, Percolated Fish? I love the violin, but I think my all-time favorite instrument is the cello. Such a beautiful instrument. Such a big, unwieldy instrument, right? Can you imagine having to play the cello in a marching band? But such a magical sound comes out of it. Night Watcher says, I've recently been doing some cool stuff and I got paid for a bit. Are you drawing, Night Watcher? Kelly says, we all used to be together at Christmas. Yes. And we were like really together. Hey, Kelly, what age group? You don't have to tell me your exact age, but like what age group are you in? Are you like pre-cell phone Christmas? You know, I'm using a cell phone to connect with people around the world. So I'm not someone who's gonna, put down all modern technology or any technology that's proven to be helpful to people. However, Kat, you look different. And I just talked to you a little while ago, but you look different than last time I saw you.
This is what I've been working on while I've been watching old movies today.
Ah. Why does she look so shocked and surprised?
Well, that's part of what's coming. That's what's to come.
The Ouija board?
My new video is coming out. I'm working on it. I've
Awesome.
got the idea, but the face was what I've been working on all day.
You did an excellent job.
Thank you. I've been giggling about it.
Not only can not only do I know that you've been giggling, I actually hear it in my head now. I
Yep.
actually hear.
Yep, walking around like a little maniac laughing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What can we expect in this new video?
I guess we're going to get a message.
Well,
I know.
so the video it's not yet made, right?
Right, right. This is just an idea that's coming together.
And it's going to be, you're going to do it tonight or you're going to do it tomorrow?
Well, it depends on how much more energy I have tonight.
I've mentioned this before. Oh, by the way, Adam Norton says, who dat? Dappy cat, by the way. I mentioned, Kelly Hurt says she's 56. We were talking cell phones.
Ah,
How pre-cell phone days,
Mhm.
things seemed a lot more innocent before we had cell phones, didn't they?
yes, yes. Because you had to stay in one place with the phone. You couldn't go hiding with your phone. You were still kind of under some kind of supervision, semi.
And you could sit with people, and not have to not do stuff. You know what I mean? Except sit with people.
Yes, I got you. Yeah.
Um,
I was thinking of rotary phones and long cords
right.
and falling asleep talking to boys.
Hey, Mike. Yep. I was one of those boys that some girl would be talking to back in the
Yeah.
day. And man, that was actually so cool, wasn't it? When
It
you
was.
finally got to talk to the person that you long wondered, would they even talk to me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then you ask them, "Hey, do you like me?"
Check yes or no. Pass the no.
Yes or no? Yep. Then you get that yes. Magical times.
Mhm.
Some say that kind of magic still happens, Kat. What do you say about that?
I believe that.
I believe it too. It's hard for me to say no when I'm staring at a magical little Debbie with a in front of a Ouija board.
Hey, now it's big Deborah.
Oh, it's been a name change. I have not heard this news.
Well, she had to grow up. Considering the environment that we're in nowadays, she had to grow up.
Innocence lost. That's kind of sad. Little Debbie has lost her innocence.
I know.
No wonder she has that shocked look on her face. Going around accusing everyone of stuff. She's
It's so
probably Big Deborah is probably a finger wagger, isn't she?
she just gets quiet and stares.
That's right.
Don't judge
That's
me.
what Kelly says. She looks shocked.
Mission accomplished. Yay. I'm waiting for
Adam
her eyeballs to fall off.
Adam says little Debbie does look a little freaked out.
Perfect.
Mike, I hope you're doing well. Our friend MVP Fishing's here.
Hey there. Hi, Jack. He heard you, Eric. He came in here.
Hey, Jack.
Nah, he's walking away. He's done with you
It's the
already.
story of my life, Cat. Seppa says she grew up all right. Extra pillow.
Say that again.
Sniper says she grew up all right. Extra pillow.
Yeah, she's a big girl nowadays.
She is a big girl. That might be what's shocking her. Where'd these come from?
That is Bumblebee T's doing, by the way.
I remember that. Let's see.
Okay.
Night Watcher says, I missed his mattress. Hey, when are we going to get some news from you? That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, well, I wanted to kind of talk about this because I just realized it. I talked to my daughter today for a long time, and we bounced back some things that are going on, and we talked about that. And I said, I just feel like I don't deserve it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
But you worked for it.
That's exactly what she said. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But why?
I,
You know,
I,
recognize
I
that
like
that's
your daughter. I like your daughter more and more. Not only did you work for it, um, let me add this: people who absolutely love you and believe in you
hmm
pull together to show you how much they believe in you
Yes, I
and
know.
how much they love you and how much they appreciate what you're doing. I mean, look what you've done to little Debbie for the sake of art. That's impressive. You literally deformed.
I reformed.
No, I'm sticking with my original statement. Um,
Agree to disagree.
I so if you whenever you feel that you're ready,
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I'm monetized. Thank you guys. I just haven't done everything to get it going.
right? Could you have said that any faster? I'm I'm gonna
Thank
make
you.
it
And thank you.
officially official,
Okay.
guys. Cat and Jack is now a 3K monetized channel, on her way to being a 4K monetized channel. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen before Christmas, and it's well deserved. I don't mean to say that I've been, a Cat and Jack. I don't want to make this about me, but I've been a believer of Cat and Jack before you guys even knew who Cat and Jack was. Um, anyway, it is well deserved
Thank
because, as I do mention frequently, you have a beautiful channel with a beautiful message. You've created a beautiful place.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that helped me. I love you all so much. And I'm going to go. Thank you for having us up.
You're welcome.
I
Thank you for
love
coming
you.
up.
I love
Love you.
you. Bye.
Bye. So, Cat and Jack is monetized. It's a big deal to get monetized. You got to put in a lot of effort. You got to show up. You have to live streams. I don't want to say live streams are essential. They were for me. I could not have done it without live streams. I think Kat might say the same. I think that most people I know, unless you, I don't know. Some people do put out some pretty amazing videos, but a lot of it is luck of the algorithms, right? Anyway, I could not be happier for someone that I love to have that dream happen. Sorry I missed your message, Night Watcher. Am I drawing more of a doing leadership coding on a project in a community? Gotcha. So yeah, Kelly, at 56, you know what I mean about those the pre-internet days. You know, there's no going back right now. No need to go back, but we can become simpler, easier. Percolated Fish says, "Congrats to Cat." Sissy says, "Whatever becomes that essential ends up remaining the essential. Watch hour becomes watch time, and the amount of effort doesn't really decrease." You're right about that. Rubberneck says, "Congratulations, Cat." Thanks, Rubberneck. Kelly says, "Yes, I do." Hey, Kelly, I really appreciate you being here, by the way. What was it? Pierre, the Little Prince. Who wrote the Little Prince? What did he say about being essential? Well, I'm glad you asked me that. This will be the last quote of the night. By the way, if you haven't read The Little Prince, you definitely should. This is the last thing coming up, guys. From The Little Prince. Antoine de Saint, but I don't think it's pronounced Saint, right? With that French. Exubrier. Boy, I really mangled that name. Anyway, he said, It is only with the heart that one can rightly see what is essential to the invisible eye. What a beautiful, beautiful quote. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly what is essential to the invisible eye. And another key quote is, you become responsible forever for what you have tamed. I like the first one a lot. All right, guys. I'm going to have to go. Got a few things to do before I go to bed. Hey, Kat. Did I tell you that David Hoffmeister liked some of my writing? That, to me, is pretty awesome. All right, let me wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out. Kat, thank you for giving the good news here. I appreciate that. Adam says, okay, bye. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Percolated fish, Adam says, congratulations again, Kat. And she gets a congratulatory flute. Zipper says, once seen, it cannot be unseen. Absolutely. Have a great day too, my friend. Speaking of Squirrel Sniper, he will be up tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. The lounge is open. Kelly says, good night, y'all. See you next time. Definitely. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Some might say putting up with me. Either way, it remains the same. Do you know, for some reason on my phone, images stay from whoever was last one on the live stream, and they sign off, an image stays. And on my phone right now, right next to my head, is little Debbie, Big Deborah, staring at me in front of a Ouija board with the most frightened look on her face. Very disturbing. I'm going to take that with me as I go to bed tonight. Esoteric Lounge is, the doors are open tomorrow at 5:25 Eastern Standard Time. Come by and hang out. You will not be disappointed. Sniper always has something fascinating to talk about. And if you're not careful, you're going to learn something too. All right. Love you guys.